Are you ready to embark on a journey back to the late 1960s, a time when television was in its prime and captivating stories filled the screens? The TV series The Ghost Mrs Muir, which aired from 1968 to 1970, holds a special place in the hearts of many. As we delve into the charm of this classic series, we can't help but wonder, do you have a cherished memory associated with this TV series? Is there a particular scene or moment in this show that has had a lasting impact on you? Before we invite you to share your treasured memories, let's set the stage with a few intriguing facts about The Ghost Mrs Muir. This delightful series followed the life of Lucy Muir, a young widow who moves into a seaside cottage, only to discover that it's haunted by the ghost of a former sea captain, Gregg. The unlikely bond that forms between the living and the deceased creates a heartwarming and sometimes humorous story of love and companionship. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's your most cherished memory or personal experience related to this TV series? Did a particular episode leave a lasting impression, or do you have a heartwarming story to share? Please leave your thoughts and memories in the comments below. Let's keep the spirit of The Ghost Mrs Muir alive by sharing our stories and reliving the magic of this timeless classic. Your memories are the threads that connect us to the past and keep the love for this series burning bright. So, don't hesitate to join the conversation and share your experiences with us. The Ghost Mrs Muir is a classic television series that originally aired in 1968, based on the 1945 film of the same name. The show revolves around the charming and unconventional relationship between the recently widowed Lucy Muir and the ghost of a salty sea captain, Gregg, who haunts her seaside cottage. Set in the early 20th century, the series combines elements of romance, comedy, and the supernatural as Lucy and Captain Gregg form a deep, platonic bond, navigating the challenges of the living and the spectral world. The show's iconic characters include the spirited and independent Lucy, played by Lange, and the irascible but endearing Captain Gregg, portrayed by Mulhare. Their unique relationship, which evolves from initial skepticism to mutual respect and affection, provides the heart of the series. The show's distinctive style blends elements of period drama with a touch of the supernatural, offering a fresh and captivating twist on the traditional romance genre. The Ghost Mrs Muir made a lasting impact on popular culture, showcasing the enduring appeal of love transcending the boundaries of life and death. Its influence can be seen in subsequent works that explore similar themes, and it has remained a beloved classic for fans of vintage television. The show's enduring popularity has also contributed to the continued appreciation of its talented cast, and the enduring charm of its unique premise. The name of the family dog in the 1968 TV series The Ghost Mrs Muir was Scruffy. The show, based on the 1945 film of the same name, featured the endearing relationship between the recently widowed Lucy Muir and the ghost of a sea captain, Gregg. While this fact may seem trivial, it adds a charming and relatable element to the series, highlighting the everyday details that made the show endearing to its audience. Scruffy, as a loyal companion to Lucy, played a small but significant role in the series, reflecting the warmth and comfort of a beloved pet in a home filled with supernatural encounters. The Ghost Mrs Muir remains a classic for its unique blend of romance, comedy, and the supernatural, where even the family dog had a place in the heartwarming narrative. The series premiered on NBC on Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. EST. NBC canceled it after the first season, and it was picked up by ABC for its second and final season. Season 2 episodes are generally a minute longer than Season 1 episodes. This change in network and episode duration marked a significant shift in the show's journey. In its first season, The Ghost Mrs Muir found its footing on NBC, only to face cancellation. However, its second season on ABC brought longer episodes, allowing the series to explore its unique blend of romance, comedy, and the supernatural in more depth. This shift highlights the challenges and adaptations that a TV series can go through, ultimately contributing to the show's legacy. Lange won the Emmy for Best Actress twice, one for each year the show was on. Her portrayal of Lucy Muir in the 1968 TV series The Ghost and Mrs. Muir earned her this prestigious award in both seasons. Lange's exceptional acting brought the character of Lucy to life, capturing the hearts of the audience and leaving a lasting impact on the show's legacy. This recognition reflects the quality and depth of her performance in this classic series. Did you know that The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, the 1968 TV series, only ran for 2 seasons? It's one of the rare situation comedies that made it into syndication with less than 5 seasons. This show, set in the fictitious New England town of Schooner Bay, cleverly created the illusion of an oceanfront view for its iconic Gull Cottage in Santa Barbara, even though it's quite a bit inland. While the state of Maine was only mentioned once in the series, it's interesting to note that Reta, who played the housekeeper Martha, was a native of Maine herself. These lesser-known facts add a unique perspective to the classic series, showcasing some of the behind-the-scenes details that contributed to its charm and appeal. 1. Rex Harrison played Captain Gregg in the film version. Before playing Captain Gregg in the TV series, Edward Mulhare replaced Harrison in the Broadway cast of My Fair Lady. In the 1968 TV series The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, Edward Mulhare took on the role of Captain Gregg, the ghostly sea captain. Interestingly, Rex Harrison had originally portrayed Captain Gregg in the film version. Before stepping into the ghostly captain's shoes, Edward Mulhare had already made a name for himself by replacing Rex Harrison in the Broadway cast of My Fair Lady. This transition from one iconic role to another is a testament to Mulhare's versatility as an actor and adds an intriguing layer to the history of the TV series. As the series has become a staple in syndication, modern-day viewers are perplexed as to why the show was canceled after only 2 seasons. In fact, it was canceled twice, once after each season, owing to its inability to win the audience in any of its time slots. During its first year, NBC programmed it to follow Get Smart, up against My 3 Sons on CBS, and the first half of The Lawrence Welk Show on ABC, both of which trounced it in the ratings. After NBC's cancellation in spring of 1969, ABC was moved to pick up the show for a second season when Hope Lange surprisingly won the Emmy. ABC slotted the show on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. in September of 1969, followed by That Girl and Bewitched, but the series was again unsuccessful in beating out another hit CBS series, Family Affair. It was moved to Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. in January 1970, but ratings did not improve. As a result, ABC canceled The Ghost and Mrs. Muir after its second season. As we bid adieu to our journey through the enigmatic and timeless world of The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, I invite you to embark on a voyage of personal reflection. This beloved 1968 TV series has left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of many captivating audiences with its unique blend of romance, mystery, and the supernatural. As you ponder your connection with this classic tale, think about the moments that made you laugh, cry, and believe in the extraordinary. Did the ethereal and charming Captain Daniel Gregg's undying love for Lucy Muir touch your soul? Or perhaps it was the picturesque coastal backdrop of Gull Cottage that stole your heart? Whatever it may be, this series has a way of weaving its magic into our lives, and I encourage you to share your fondest memories and thoughts with us. In doing so, you become a part of the larger tapestry of fans who cherish The Ghost and Mrs. Muir and ensure that its legacy lives on. Your stories, musings, and insights are the threads that bind us all, connecting us through time and space. Thank you for taking the time to explore this timeless series with us, and for sharing your thoughts and memories. Your contribution is invaluable, and it keeps the spirit of Captain Gregg and Lucy Muir alive in the hearts of those who continue to be enchanted by their story. So, let your thoughts flow and share your connection with The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, because, in the end, it's your stories that make this timeless tale truly come alive. We can't wait to hear from you. Warm regards and appreciation.